field to helicopter 38 Bravo.
This is helicopter 38 Bravo. Go ahead.
The Civil Air Patrol just called. They're waiting for you over at the flying school. Pappy Regan's missing.
Pappy Regan? Helen, tell them we'll touch down in front of their office. Helicopter 38 Bravo out.
Okay, thanks. We haven't got a thing yet.
P.T., Chuck. Hello, Bob.
Been trying to get in touch with you two.
What happened?
Whitey will tell you about it.
Well, Pappy left a note saying he was leaving for El Centro. We figure it was early this morning. Said he'd call us from there. Looks like he never made it.
Your men are searching now?
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaving myself in a few minutes.
Well, there's one sector open you two can cover.
Now, wait a minute. I figure Ellis and the CAP can handle things well enough without going to any additional expense.
I know you're a partner in this outfit, Raymond, but so am I, and so is Pappy. And if he's lying hurt on the desert, then money is no object.
Money is no object. Listen, all you and Regan have to do is fly around free as birds. I'm the one who has to worry about the finances for the three of us, and don't you forget it.
How can I? You're always reminding us of it.
Anyhow, Pappy's too old a hand to get in any trouble on a little flight to El Centro. Not after living through both World War II and Korea.
I'd be relieved by your opinion, Raymond, if you knew a little more about flying.
Okay, Whitey, hold it. We'll take off just as soon as we fuel up, right?
I'll take care of that right now.
Wait a minute. I want to know how much you're figuring on charging us first.
Not a thin dime, Mr. Raymond. Are the terms satisfactory?
Well,
I hope they are, because we're going anyway. In the first place, we're not working for you. We're working for the CAP. In the second place, Pappy's a friend of ours.
I'll be glad to supply you with all the gasoline you need.
You can keep your gasoline, too, Mr. Raymond. Come on, Bob. You can brief us on the search pattern while we get ready.
Try it over there.
How much daylight do we have left?
About an hour and a half, no more. You think Ellis or the CAP boys might have found something?
No, I think we'd have heard about it if they had. There's nothing here. Let's try over that ridge.
Chuck, look, down there. Helicopter 38 Bravo to CAP, control plane 1. Helicopter 38 Bravo to CAP, control plane 1. Come in, please.
CAP, control plane 1. Go ahead, P.T.
Regan's plane crashed in our sector. We're landing now.
Right. Call him as soon as you know any more. Over.
Wilco, 38 Bravo out.
He's dead. He's still got a safety belt on.
I'll get on the radio. We're supposed to stand by here till they let us know whether to bring the body in or not.
Fine. P.T., have you ever flown one of these things before?
Not in quite a while.
Oh, I have. As a matter of fact, I flew this very crate with Pappy about a month ago.
Yeah.
Take a look at the tail assembly. Tell me if you see anything peculiar.
That's odd.
That's right. It's very odd. Looks like Pappy had a passenger.
He could be hurt, wandering around looking for help.
Let's go up and take a look.
We're searching the area, but so far no luck. Over.
Your orders are to return to the crash site and bring in Regan's body. We'll take over the search in your sector.
Roger. 38 Bravo out.
Tough break. He's a good guy.
Well, happened while he was flying. That's the way he'd have wanted it.
Yeah, it's too bad. What condition is the plane in?
Oh, not too bad. A little patching up, you might even fly it out of there.
Where is it?
Just a minute. No one touches the plane until a Civil Aeronautics Board, meaning me, has a chance to look it over. Until then, the location of the wreck is classified information.
Well, that's all right with the police, Mr. Casey. Now, what's this business I hear about a missing passenger?
Search me. I just assumed Pappy was alone. Raymond?
Me too. You like to fill me in on it? Nice and simple. Remember, I'm not a flyer. I'm just a working cop.
Well, every airplane has trim tabs. They're little metal strips on the rear elevators. They actually trim the ship while it's in flight. If it's nose heavy or tail heavy, you adjust the tabs to correct this from a control in the cockpit.
Now, go on. I'm with you so far.
Well, from the position the tabs were in on Pappy's ship, it was evident that there was either a passenger in the rear cockpit or there's a lot of dead weight. And when we got there, the rear cockpit was empty.
You guys going out there tomorrow?
That's right.
They're flying me out in the morning.
Well, I'd like to go along if there's going to be room.
There'll be room.
Fine. Thanks very much. Anyone need a lift?
I'd appreciate one.
Good. Good night.
Good night, Lieutenant.
Well, that's a fine, high-handed attitude. It's my plane, but they won't tell me where it is.
Tough. My heart bleeds for you, Raymond.
I don't think I like your attitude either.
You don't, eh? Well, listen, I'm just about fed up with you.
All right, knock it off, you guys. It's been a long
Don't tell me to knock it off.
We're too tired to know what we're talking about.
Well, then tell him to
Raymond,
stop
did you
making
hear
fun-
me? I said knock it off.
Are you under the impression this may have been more than a routine accident, Lieutenant?
Mr. Casey, I'm not under any impression until I get the preliminary report from the coroner.
Is it possible the plane could have been tail heavy even without anyone or anything in the rear cockpit?
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Well, I know something about it. I flew with Pappy in that ship very recently. We had to adjust those tabs to compensate for my weight just about the way they were adjusted yesterday.
Then he'd certainly have readjusted them in neutral position if you were flying alone.
Definitely.
From here, it looks like he was lucky at that, getting as far as he did before he piled up. The undercarriage appears to be undamaged, so I presume he didn't hit any of those rocks along the way.
It's kind of surprising he didn't.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at those tabs.
Hey.
Those tabs are in neutral position, just about where they'd normally be if Regan was flying alone.
I know that, but
Well, how do you explain that?
I can't explain it, but they weren't like that yesterday.
Well, nevertheless, you both appear wrong.
Absolutely not.
Not a chance.
That sounds like a stalemate to me.
Which will probably be resolved in my favor, gentlemen. No offense, but I must go by the evidence as I see it.
Look, I hate to interrupt this hassle, but I'd like to radio in and find out if the coroner's come up with his preliminary report. Is that okay?
All right, come on.
Call off the Civil Air Patrol. There isn't any missing witness.
Fine.
The tabs seem to operate normal enough. I could believe your story if they were malfunctioning or flopping around loosely.
You think I'm lying, Mr. Casey?
No. Just mistaken.
And PT, was he mistaken too? Look, Mr. Casey.
Chuck, listen to this.
The coroner came up with something very interesting. According to his preliminary report, Regan died around midnight. Only the night before the accident.
I don't get that. You mean he was dead when the plane crashed?
Not only that, he was dead hours before he was supposed to have taken off.
Lieutenant, I think this moves it right out of my department and right into yours.
Well, follow it through for me, will you? Yeah. All right, thanks. Right. Well, that does it, men. From here on in, it's police work. I gotta keep digging till I come up with something that makes some sense, I hope.
Lieutenant?
Yeah.
PT and I have been talking about it, and we'd kind of like to string along with it, if you don't mind.
Oh, I don't mind. I'm gonna need all the help I can get. Can you rearrange your schedule?
Don't worry about that. Pappy Regan was a good friend of ours, and if someone's responsible for what happened to him, we want to help you find him.
Oh, and another thing. I know that you and Casey, and probably Raymond and Ellis, too, thought we were blind, drunk, or crazy when we made a report on the position of the trim tabs.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Well, I wouldn't blame you if you did. I might if the position were reversed.
Well, anyhow, it's another little thing we'd like to clear up.
Well, I'll tell you, I've been thinking about that. Now, let's assume you two were right about those trim tabs in the first place. It could have been an oversight. An oversight that had to be corrected later.
Go on, keep talking.
Well, dead men don't fly planes. Now, someone flew Regan's body out to that desert and piled that plane up to make it look like an accident. Then whoever he was, he walked out of there to the road and got away.
Only he forgot to reset the tabs to make it look like Pappy was alone.
That's the general idea.
The question is who and why, huh?
Well, it's obvious we're looking for a pilot. There's Ellis for openers.
Whitey? Sure, he's a pilot. But I can't see him planning or pulling off something like this. Why should he?
Who knows? Profit, maybe. I've got the department digging into the company setup now, especially the insurance angle.
You know, Raymond's a pilot, too.
He is?
That's right.
I didn't know that.
He's taking lessons from Pappy. He sold it over a month ago.
Yeah. So Mr. Raymond can pilot a plane, huh? It's very interesting.
It sure is. I wouldn't put anything past old Raymond. Not if he could see a nickel profit in the deal.
Well, he might be tight-fisted, but that doesn't mean he'd commit a murder.
Not even if I raise the ante to a dime?
Come on. Okay, Lieutenant, what's the first thing you want us to do?
Well, I'd like you boys to fly out to the wreck for me. There's some things I want checked.
You know what I think?
Nope.
I think we should be back home working on old Raymond.
Nope.
Why not? You head of his fan club or something?
Oh, come on, hardly. But we wanted to help out Hurst, and this is what Hurst wanted us to do.
I know. There's no law against thinking what I'm thinking.
P.T. Hurst is right about one thing. That airplane couldn't have landed in this direction. Look at all those rocks.
You know, I think he came in from over there. And landed safely. Look, you can still see the marks.
You sure can. Let's get out of here. Well, Lieutenant, your huncher's right. That plane was landed safely in a different spot and moved to its present position.
Yeah. I figured. That crash was faked, all right. And by a pilot who knew how to make it look good.
You think Ellis is our man?
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't exactly call him our number one suspect.
Then it's Raymond.
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it's both of them. Maybe it's neither one of them. I don't know. Right now, it doesn't even look like murder.
You just lost me there, Lieutenant.
I can understand why. The department just dug up a fine motive, too. It seems that Regan, Ellis, and Raymond were all heavily insured in favor of the company. That is, in favor of each other.
Mm-hmm.
This was all done quite recently, and it was all Mr. Raymond's idea.
What'd I tell you? Boy, that guy gives me the creeps.
Go on, Lieutenant. What's the rest of it?
Well, here's the rest of it. But remember, for the moment, this is highly confidential. I just talked to the coroner before you guys got back. According to everything he can determine, Reagan's death was due to a natural cause, heart failure. Plain and simple heart failure.
You're kidding.
What?
Do you mean that he died hours before he was put in that plane, and he died of natural causes?
So far as the coroner can determine.
Wait a minute. I think I've got it figured out.
Go on.
Well, the answer's simple. And it's just the sort of thing that would occur to Raymond. Double indemnity for accidental death. All he had to do was rig it so it looked like an accident. Wham! Twice the payoff.
Wham! It won't work.
Why not?
Because there was no double indemnity clause in the policy. They had to waive it on account of their occupation.
Nice try, P.T. So somebody staged a phony airplane crash and messed up a legitimate insurance claim. Why?
Yeah, why? To cover a murder that wasn't really a murder. Why?
Me, I give up.
B.T., are you a fisherman?
Yeah, and a darn good one.
What do you do when the fish won't strike, when they won't rise to your bait?
You change the bait. What's that got to do with this? We're chasing a murderer who didn't even commit a murder.
That's right. Maybe he doesn't know it.
I mean, the missing man doesn't know the real cause of Pappy's death.
How could he? Besides, that faked plane crash only makes sense as a cover-up for a homicide.
All right, but what are we doing going out to the wreck this time of night?
Well, not to the wreck, P.T. I want you to land the copter somewhere near the wreck, but out of sight. Then we'll walk to the wreck from there.
Sounds like maybe you're expecting company.
Well, hoping for company's a better way to put it.
You think the guy that rigged the crash might show up?
That's a general idea.
But why?
Well, that fresh bait I was talking about. See, I gave out a story to the newspapers. It should be out by now. It's already been on TV and on radio.
No, what'd it say?
Oh, it's a yarn about the lab technicians. Miracle workers, all of them, according to my story.
Yeah. I think I'm beginning to get the picture.
You are? How about letting me in on it?
Well, according to the story I gave out, the lab technicians are going to go over Regan's plane with a fine-tooth comb until they can reconstruct a picture of the missing passenger.
Can they do that?
No, they've already tried. It didn't work. The guy we're looking for doesn't know that.
Well, there's one thing the missing man does know that very few other people know.
I give up. What's that?
The exact location of the wrecked plane.
Hello, Miller. Miller, do you see anything?
No, sir, but Sergeant Franklin's car reports a Jeep heading in your direction.
The Jeep heading in this direction. Hold it right there. Miller, suspect's car is headed for the road. Have Franklin's car cut him off. And tell him to be careful. He's armed.
Yes, sir.
Miller to Franklin. Armed suspect heading your way in Jeep. Block road. We'll join you.
Head over that way and cut him off.
Look, turn back this way. Now we get him.
I did it. I killed Regan. We had a fight. I hit him and he didn't get up.
You didn't kill him, Whitey. He died of heart failure.
You mean I was in the clear all this time?
You were, but you aren't now. There's a police officer up there in the road dead. Now get up.